Despite facing numerous challenges, Boeing can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Its most ambitious program yet, the 777-9, has just completed over 2 months of intense and demanding brake tests. This marks a pivotal moment that could signal a powerful comeback for the American aerospace giant, setting the stage for fierce competition with rivals in the wide-body aircraft market. But what exactly will Boeing's latest aircraft bring to the future of aviation? And when will we finally see it take to the skies? The journey of the Boeing 777X has been nothing short of a marathon. It's a story filled with delays, technical hurdles, and regulatory challenges. However, the company has now crossed a critical milestone by completing mandatory brake tests, an essential step towards certification. After years of postponements, the world's most advanced wide-body jet is now closer than ever to its official debut. Still, the testing phase was anything but smooth. The 777-9 test team carried out these evaluations at Clinton Sherman Airport, CSM, in Oklahoma, to prove the aircraft can brake safely under all emergency conditions. Originally planned to wrap up in just 30 days, the test campaign stretched to 63 days due to unpredictable weather and unexpected complications. Under the leadership of Test Director Madison Strauss, the first test aircraft, WH-00001, was even relocated to Lubbock, Texas, to escape powerful winds and hailstorms. This flexibility paid off. The team not only kept the program moving forward, but also gathered valuable data on crosswind performance. Pilots, engineers, and technicians endured tough conditions, working in 2 12-hour shifts around the clock. One of the biggest challenges was keeping all equipment, tools, and spare parts on hand to meet the packed testing schedule, said Flight Test Maintenance Specialist Marlon Marcato. Even in the face of adversity, the team turned setbacks into opportunities. When high winds made brake testing impossible, they switched focus to conduct crosswind trials, a smart pivot that showcased their adaptability and resourcefulness. Project pilot Heather Ross explained that pushing the aircraft in the harshest conditions was necessary to validate its safety and ensure it meets both Boeing's and regulators' expectations. While completing the brake tests is a major milestone, it's only one chapter in the 777X's long journey. Next up are evaluations simulating icy wings and braking performance on wet runways, equally rigorous tests. Since its maiden flight on January 25, 2020, powered by the massive GE9X engines, the Boeing 777X has come a long way. If everything stays on track, the first 777-9 is expected to be delivered in 2026. Once in service, it will go head-to-head with Airbus's A350, bringing fresh competition to the long-haul market and possibly redefining global air travel. But what makes the Boeing 777X so highly anticipated? Does it really have what it takes to rival, or even surpass, the A350? One standout feature is its revolutionary wing design. Built from carbon fiber reinforced composites, the wings are not only extremely strong, but also incredibly lightweight. This contributes to better fuel efficiency, even outperforming the already efficient Airbus A350. With a wingspan stretching to an impressive 71.75 meters in flight, the 777X is designed to fly farther, faster, and more economically. But such a large wingspan presents a real issue on the ground, especially at busy airports. Boeing's solution? Folding wingtips. With a simple action from the cockpit, the wingtips fold up, reducing the wingspan to 64.82 meters, making the aircraft compatible with existing airport gates. It's a clever, practical innovation that gives Boeing a unique advantage. For major airlines like Emirates, this feature is a game changer, allowing maximum flexibility in tight airport environments. If the wings represent innovation, the GE9X engines are the heart and power of the 777X. These engines are the largest and most powerful commercial jet engines ever built, delivering a jaw-dropping 134,300 pounds of thrust. They've already broken Guinness World Records, but what really sets them apart is their fuel efficiency. The GE9X is 10% more fuel efficient than its predecessor, the GE90-115B used on the 777-300ER and outperforms the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB powering the A350. A crucial part of this performance is due to MTU Aero engines, which developed a turbine center frame capable of withstanding temperatures up to 1,000 degrees Celsius, enhancing durability and reliability. With proven experience from the A380 and 787 programs, MTU's engineering plays a major role in the long-term efficiency of the GE9X. But it's not just about performance. The 777-9 also brings major improvements to the passenger experience. It can carry up to 426 passengers over 13,500 kilometers, while the slightly smaller 777-8 can fly even farther, up to 16,170 kilometers with 384 passengers. This opens the door for ultra-long-haul flights connecting distant cities without stopovers. Inside, the aircraft takes inspiration from the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, offering larger windows, a wider cabin, improved humidity and air pressure, and better sound insulation. The result? A more comfortable, less fatiguing journey, especially on flights that last over 12 hours. Combining cutting-edge wing design, record-breaking engines, and a next-generation passenger cabin, the Boeing 777X is positioned as a serious contender in the long-haul wide-body market. But will all these innovations be enough to give Boeing the breakthrough it needs and reshape the future of commercial aviation when the aircraft finally enters service in 2026? That remains to be seen. While delays have allowed the Airbus A350-1000 to gain ground, Boeing still has a real shot at keeping the 777X competitive, if it can stick to its current schedule and avoid more major setbacks. For airlines looking for a high-capacity, fuel-efficient, and technologically advanced aircraft, the 777X could still be a smart long-term investment. It's hard to believe that Boeing first unveiled the 777X over 12 years ago, and yet, as of March 2025, the jet is still uncertified, has not entered commercial service, and hasn't made its first delivery. Boeing originally planned to bring the 777X into service by 2020, but that goal quickly proved unrealistic. The lengthy delays have cost the aerospace giant billions of dollars and, perhaps more damagingly, shaken the trust of its customers. Airlines that have waited patiently for years are now growing increasingly frustrated. Just last year, the program suffered another major setback when all prototypes were grounded due to fresh technical concerns, raising fears of even more delays. While internal issues at Boeing have certainly contributed, they're not the only factors at play. Ongoing problems with the GE9X engines, combined with the global pandemic, have disrupted the aircraft's development from the very beginning. As a result, the 777X remains heavily delayed and under intense scrutiny. Major customers, including Emirates, Lufthansa, and Singapore Airlines, are watching closely. Many are now worried that any new technical issue during the remaining tests could push deliveries back once again. Emirates, the largest customer for the 777X, is already preparing for the possibility of not receiving its first aircraft until 2028, 8 years later than originally planned. Realistically, the airline now sees early to mid-2027 as the best-case scenario. Is that overly cautious? Maybe. But given the history, can you blame them? Not at all. As more airlines begin to voice similar doubts, the outlook is becoming increasingly uncertain. The concern isn't just about engineering, it's about business confidence and market credibility. And for Boeing, that's something it can no longer afford to lose. Every delay puts Boeing further behind Airbus, whose A350-1000 continues to gain traction in the high-capacity long-haul segment. While Boeing struggles to get its aircraft certified, Airbus already has a proven, reliable jet in service, something that gives it a significant edge in the eyes of customers. After all, patience has limits. Carriers like Emirates, Lufthansa, and Singapore Airlines have already waited far longer than they anticipated. Emirates, in particular, has had to rethink its entire fleet strategy, arranging interim capacity to cover the gap left by the 777X delays. These changes come with operational, financial, and strategic costs, costs that highlight the real-world impact of Boeing's setbacks on its airline partners. History offers a sobering reminder. In commercial aviation, repeated delays often spell trouble, no matter how advanced the technology. Just look at the Airbus A380 or Boeing's own 787 Dreamliner. Both are examples of innovative aircraft that struggled commercially due to missed timelines. The lesson is clear. Without timely execution, confidence erodes and opportunities disappear. The 777X now faces a similar risk. The longer Boeing delays, the harder it becomes to convert all its technical innovation into real-world success. Officially, Boeing is still targeting 2026 for the first delivery. But as 2025 progresses, confidence in that goal continues to fade. The certification process is still underway, but the slow pace has led many to question whether the company can meet its own deadline. And while no new delay has been officially announced, the possibility remains very real. In today's aircraft development landscape, slipping timelines have almost become expected, whether it's Boeing or Airbus. Still, progress is being made. The recently completed brake testing marked a major milestone on the path to certification. Each successful trial brings the aircraft one step closer to entering service. But now, Boeing faces a critical stretch. A major technical setback at this stage, especially one that halts flight testing or forces a redesign, could be devastating. That's why Boeing is under immense pressure to keep everything on track. It's not just about meeting deadlines, it's about restoring trust and proving that the 777X can live up to the high expectations placed on it. With key certification tests still ongoing, the program appears to be inching forward. But success now hinges on avoiding any serious missteps. One major failure in the next phase of testing could derail everything, pushing the aircraft's entry into service even further into the future. That's why completing the brake test wasn't just another checkbox. It was one of the most demanding and vital steps in the entire process. Brake systems are the aircraft's last line of defense in emergencies, such as high-speed rejected takeoffs or landings on slick or short runways. Passing this test proves the jet meets the highest safety standards and gives customers a renewed sense of confidence that Boeing is moving steadily towards the finish line. Still, the fact that the testing phase took twice as long as originally planned is a stark reminder of how fragile the 777X timeline truly is. Every disruption, no matter how small, can snowball into further delays. In that sense, the brake test was both a hard-earned victory and a warning sign. It showed Boeing is making progress, but also highlighted just how precarious the path to certification remains. At this stage, the company cannot afford a single serious error.